This is E.T., and these are Rocky Marciano and Richard Nixon, each of whom will have the fight of his life on the same evening, September 23, 1952. Rocky is battling for the world's heavyweight title against champion Jersey Joe Walcott, who, although a slight underdog, appears in the best condition of his career. And Walcott has little regard for the challenger. Listen to what he said. "If I can't beat this bum, take my name off the record books. Yeah, I guess he can punch, but he's got two left feet. He can't box even a little. I've never seen anybody easier to hit." Unquote. Rocky Marciano, though undefeated, all wins since 1947 save 5 by KO, is vulnerable, and he's shown it to slick boxers. Think back to Ted Lowry, Roland Listarza, and hard-punching Walcott is the smoothest heavyweight alive. And Rocky understands this battle is for his legacy every bit as much as it is for the championship belt. This September 23, 52 bout will take place Tuesday, 10:30 Eastern Daylight Time, Yankee Stadium, New York City, and it will be seen via closed circuit in 124 theaters in 90 cities, and people can hear the fight on ABC radio. Nixon, on this same evening, September 23, 52, is also facing the most important battle of his life. It's a political one, as General Dwight Eisenhower's vice presidential running mate. Now, he's been charged by partisan newspapers of milking a private fund for himself, not just the campaign. And he's about to defend himself on national TV and radio from the El Capitan Theater in Los Angeles. Over 60 NBC TV stations, 190 CBS radio stations, and 400 mutual radio stations are going to carry Nixon's speech between 9:30 and 10 Eastern Standard Time. That's 1 hour before Rocky faces Walcott. Nixon is getting no support from Eisenhower, who has expressed privately pretty much the same contempt for his running mate as Walcott did for Marciano. And Nixon will be ordered by one of Eisenhower's advisors just moments before he goes on television to give his speech and then resign from the ticket. Both The Rock and Nixon understand this is the fight of their lives. Marciano and his trainer, Charlie Goldman, know Walcott will be ahead on points, and Rocky will have to knock him out to win. And Nixon knows that without Eisenhower's support, he too must score a KO win of a sort, this one over the public, who will then pressure both the Republican National Committee and Eisenhower himself to keep Nixon on the ticket. Okay, it's fight time. Up first, Nixon. He's nervous. He's not comfortable with this new medium of television. His wife, Pat, is sitting quietly within view, but within minutes, he's delivering a convincing plea. It's known today as the checkers speech, and you'll see why in a moment. Explaining how, in fact, the money went legally to his campaign and not to any private account. And Eisenhower is among his advisors many miles away inside a Cleveland auditorium. He's sitting above the auditorium itself in front of a TV, while below thousands of supporters watch and listen to Nixon's speech. Well, as it turned out, Nixon wins by a knockout, using both detailed accounts of his financial situation and a short homily explaining a personal gift that he did get. Here, he'll tell you.
And believe it or not, the day before we left on this campaign trip, we got a message from the Union Station in Baltimore saying they had a package for us. We went down to get it. You know what it was? It was a little Cocker Spaniel dog in a crate that he'd sent all the way from Texas. Black and white, spotted. And our little girl, Tricia, the 6-year-old, named it Checkers. And you know, the kids, like all kids, love the dog. And I just want to say this right now, that regardless of what they say about it, we're going to keep it.
Nixon summed up by telling people to wire support to the Republican National Committee and not Eisenhower. Now Ike, upon hearing this, snapped a pencil in half. And down below, cheers are coming up from supporters in the auditorium, screaming, "Nixon, Nixon, Nixon." The final result, Nixon by KO. He goes on to become vice president for 2 terms and in 1968 president. About an hour later, Rocky Marciano, behind on points, took the title from Joe Walcott, continuing an undefeated professional record until his retirement from boxing in 1955. At Nixon's 1997 funeral, Senator Robert Dole spoke these words, and I'm quoting Dole. "I believe the second half of the 20th century will be known as the Age of Nixon. He was the most durable public figure of our time." Rocky Marciano, arguably the most fit, durable, intense fighter of the same era, might be described with those same words. That's what E.T. thinks. How about you? Put in comments below. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done so. Tap the bell icon. You'll be notified of new uploads. And do share these videos on other social media. Thank you.